everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today for Thrifty Canucks and Thrifty Thursday. You can find in the description box all the info about those two collaborations here on YouTube. So yeah, I have a little thrift haul. It's actually sort of a sizable thrift haul because I went to two places. One was the thrift store and the other, the Toronto Reference Library sale was this past week. And yeah, I wanted to check that out. I'll talk more about it when I get to that stuff. But first, let me show you my goodies from the thrift store. So I first got this package. It was 50 cents of 4 different kind of pastel-y colors of those nice CD envelopes that have the acetate circles. And I just picked them up because they were different colors and I only have white ones. Then I found this little package also for 50 cents. I haven't opened it, but I think what it is are some like botanical greeting cards and envelopes. So let's take a look-see here. So these say anonymous 18th century embroidery courtesy of the Swiss National Museum Zurich to benefit the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. Okay, so these are like UNICEF cards. So this one is floral. This one is like a little cat with a flower in his mouth. This is a carousel. Some little kids looking up at an owl playing music. This one's quite folk artish. Some giraffes. And a nice little landscape. And they're all like hand fold, you know, cards with the envelopes. So those are pretty cute. And then I found this deck of cards, Streamline Poker. They're very old and weathered. I got them for that reason. I like the pattern on the back is really nice. Like, it's a more traditional card pattern, but it's actually quite pretty. So I figured I would grab those because this particular thrift store, the prices are so low. Then I found this sheet of cork fabric. It is a really nice one. Hopefully you can see through the glare of the plastic. It's got like some rainbow streaks in it. And I've made journal covers with these before. I ordered them before from a fabric store and they were a different quality. Although no, these ones are backed with this fabric too. Yes, I think it's the same thing. This one is probably, yeah, it's from Dollarama. So you can possibly find these from time to time at Dollarama. I just grabbed it because I like cork. It's nice. They're nice for making things with. Okay, so I'll show you the rest of the stuff I got from the thrift store. So this I got actually for $1.50, not for $3. It's the Sesame Street songbook. And the lady said to me, she's like, oh, I think I actually mispriced this because she was pricing a whole bunch of architecture books. And so she was just kind of putting the $3, like, because they're the big kind of coffee table books. But this is actually a song book. So it goes over in this other rack with all the sheet music and song books. So she's like $1.50 for that one. And she told the lady, I was like, okay. So it's just a Sesame Street songbook, and I really love the cover. That's the main reason I got it. I thought I would do something fun with that maybe. It's quite cute. It's a nice big book, and it does have some cute illustrations in it. It's got lots of, obviously, music that was referenced on Sesame Street. I may look at it actually and see if it's something that my daughter could use with her keyboard. Use the people in your neighborhood. Yeah, so there's lots of fun stuff. Oh, what's this? That's a cool piece of paper. Squares for dictation tests in grade 2. Interesting. That's unrelated, but kind of cool. Yeah. So that's that book. Then I found a Jan Brett book. I love Jan Brett. This one is The Hat, and I think it's like a Christmas book that is hedgehog themed, which is funny because my autumnal journals I'm working on right now are hedgehog themed. But yeah, it's just beautiful Jan Brett illustration. I can never say no to Jan. She's amazing. Yeah, just a beautiful book. And then this book I found, Forest Child. Sorry for the glare. It's a little shiny. It's a really lovely book. It has beautiful illustrations, and it's sort of like the story of a little child who wanders off into the woods, and the animals care for him, and it's just beautiful. I'm going to read it with my kiddos. Here he is saving a bunny from a trap. This one will be more of like a library book, read it in the library kind of book, rather than journaling with. So I should make a separate pile for those. Okay. I did get quite a few kids books because they're a quarter at this store, and so they had all their Halloween books out. So I got Cinder Hazel, the Cinderella of Halloween, and it's really fun. I think what I'll do probably is I will read these with the kids over October and then probably save them for journaling after I've read them with them. But yeah, we will read them first. And then Pumpkin Town. And it's a lot of fun too. It's got kind of a collage style to it. I think you could do some really fun Halloween journal, type ideas with these kinds of children's books, especially if you have a bunch of them all in the same theme. And then Boo from Robert Munsch, which is a great book. Six Creepy Sheep, which I've never seen before, but it has nice illustrations, and I love these sheep all dressed up. Lots of fun. Too Many Pumpkins. More lovely illustrations and a fun story by the looks of it. The Pumpkinville Mystery. Lots of turkeys. Well, this one is not Halloween related, but it's about farm animals, and it's a lovely old this is golden, I can't remember, Random House picture back, yeah. And I just like the illustrations inside. I thought they were really nice of the animals. I feature lots of animals and nature in my work, so it's always nice to have these kind of books. And then this one is called Pog, and it's kind of about a monster, and I have a kit that released, the Crafton just released. I'm not currently working with it because she released 2 kits, and I fell in love with Pastel Halloween, so that's what's coming next. But she has another one called Bump of the Night, and I felt like it would pair really well with this story about this monster called Pog. I haven't read it yet, but I think I love the illustrations, so even if the story isn't for me, I think the illustrations would go so amazingly well with that kit. So yeah, I've got to review that. And then I found it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, so that one I'll definitely read with the kiddos too. Aunt Cindette, what a beautiful name. Cindette, it's like my name but with an et. That's really interesting. Yeah. Okay. The Little Old Lady Who Is Not Afraid of Anything. I think I have this book already, but I wanted it just because I was like, yeah, Halloween books. And then we have Pumpkin Soup. I like when thrift stores like put their seasonal stuff together so you can like get it all at the same time. This has really nice illustrations. Okay, then these were also 50 cents. They weren't $1. So there's a sale on at this thrift store on Thanksgiving and fall kind of related books right now that are in like this one magazine rack, because I think they've gotten just a ton, I think, of these kind of donations of like fall type stuff. Maybe they keep it in the back and they bring it out and they've still got too much, I'm not sure, but I got them for 50 cents, which was awesome. This thrift store has just started having sales. They never really used to do any kind of a sale all that often, but they're starting to do some sales, which is nice. I don't necessarily need these. These are all Thanksgiving. I don't really do a lot of Thanksgiving kind of content, but like fall definitely I love. And there's a lot of, you know, this is really beautiful, the oak leaves. So I do pick up things like this because, you know, you can go through these kind of magazines. This one is actually Autumn Reflection, so it's more autumnal. You can always find some good stuff in Ideals. And that's another Thanksgiving one. But again, it's got like lots of good stuff. I mean, if you're one of those people who likes to write like gratitude type journals or things like that, this is, you know, your kind of thing, I think. These are nice too with the lanterns, the plants. So yeah, those are fun. Okay. Then finish up with the books that I got from here. So they had a whole collection of probably 10 of these. I just grabbed one. Grove's Dictionary of Music and Musicians, 3rd edition. See, there's multiple volumes. And when you open it up, it's a really gorgeous teal colored book. And I love the gilding on the front of this like musical kind of logo, you know, like it's really nice. I don't think these are terribly old. They're what year is this? Hopefully, 1947. So they're a decent age. But yeah, there's a bunch more of them. I didn't take them all. I thought about it because I was like, you know, these books would be really great to do like the series, you know, a series with using the same cover. And I may, if I still see them hanging around there, like I did. I think these would be really good books for doing more of those artist sample journals that I did. Like you have all, you know, the same book and you do multiple of the same style of journal, but like they're different. And then I found this, A Cherry Tree by Amy Lefebvre. And it looks like such a sweet little book. I love that it's yellow and that it has a little tree on the front. It's just very sweet. It is, I love this image. Beautiful. Kind of monochromatic, but like with 3 colors. It's really cool. It is from, it may not have a year, which means it would probably be early 1900s. Printed in Great Britain. Yeah, I would have to look it up, but yeah, it's probably early 1900s. Very lovely book. Okay. So that's everything. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Almost. So I found this necklace at the thrift store, and I just love it. I think, so it's like kind of, I don't know what this material is. It's like some kind of a, I don't even know. It could be wood that's been painted, and these have all been strung and tied together, and they're tied at intervals between each of these, and there's these little silver, you know, light plastic bits, but I just like them because they kind of look like river stones to me, and I like the colors, and I think they'd be really great on spines. And so yeah, I picked up that string of bits. It's been a long time actually since I've found any jewelry that I wanted to use in books. And then I found a pack of these, and I was hoping they were bigger, but they're not as big as these. I'm hunting down, I'm looking very much for this size specifically because I lost one of them and I'm very sad about it. So yeah, I have more of these that'll probably rust. So let's set that aside. Now I'll show you the books that I got from the Toronto Reference Library. I've got one big bag of books here. So this was an interesting experience, I have to say. So first I found this Bible, this old Bible. I got it because I love the embossing. It's beautiful. Even the cover is beautiful. It's in quite crummy shape, but that does not matter for what I will use it for. I will make it beautiful again. So this was a very strange sale. So I saw all sorts of advertising online for it, and they were calling it like a rare and first edition book sale, and they said that the book prices were from 50 cents up to $5. So I was like, okay. So, yeah, let's check that out. That sounds great. So this book is from 1881. I guess it's probably German by the looks of it. And it is just beautiful inside. This is like amazing. I love this kind of text. It's beautiful. Oh, and of course we have a bonus inside. This is like a overexposed picture taken through a window screen of some trees, I guess. Oh, and there's something else in here. This is a footwear tag. Pretty cool. Every now and then I find funny things in my books. I love that. When I got there, that was not the case, though. The prices were all over the place. I mean, they had books from, the cheapest I saw was $2, and the most expensive I saw was $600. Very historical, large books. They had all different. They were organized by genre, which was great, but most of them, even your standard kind of books that I find like in thrift stores, like a book like this, they would have had this priced around probably $8. Like a lot of the books were more expensive than what I want to pay for them. So that Bible was priced at $2. Now, the other caveat to this, okay, is that I know for a fact, based on the prices in these books, that I had well over $100 worth of books in my bag, but it ended up coming to $70 even, and I have no clue how she calculated or what. So I don't know if like there was a discounting at the cash register, they had some rule, but they also had signage all over the place. On every single table they had a printed out sign that said the price of the book is written inside, and several of them would have like a round sticker that would be stuck, especially if they were sets of books, or they'd have like a rope around them with a sign that said like complete set $40, can't be separated. So I have no clue. I found this book. I loved the cover. It's so cool. It is called Tiger Claws by Frank L. Packard. This one was priced at $4. I found another copy of it there for $20. So a little inconsistent. I don't know if they were basing that on condition or whatnot, but it's from 1928. It's all text inside. I bought it not for the text, but for the cover. I love this skull cover. So this book, oh my goodness, this is going to take me on a rabbit hole. I see I'm going to do something about this book, probably. It might go on Patreon, I'm not sure, but I see myself doing something with this. The Magic Box, The Eccentric Genius of Hannah Maynard. Photographer 1834 to 1918. So do you see in this photograph the surrealist treatment of this boy? So he's cut off here and he's on this like wood base. So she's like a surrealist. So let me read this intro to you. This is so cool. The way this book opens. One day, while sifting through prints and glass plates in the provincial archives in Victoria, British Columbia, I came across a half-dozen photographs unlike anything I had ever seen. They were taken by a woman, Hannah Maynard, who was known locally by some specialists, but whose work attracted no particular interest. In the archive, I found there were boxes of glass negatives and prints on cardboard mounts, old images unseen in decades. As I held these to the light, it became clear that Hannah Maynard was a woman and a photographer of extraordinary eccentricity and character. So she looks like an incredible photographer, and you know, she's doing things like, let me see if I can find a particularly cool example. So first of all, here's one. This is a little more subtle, but you see, this is the frame, and the woman is standing outside of it, outside of the cabinet card, right? And this one's a keyhole. So for the time, that would have been really weird and unique, but like, that's nothing in comparison. Like, you'll also see she has people pose for her, and they hold their hands in a strange way. They have strange looks on their face. That's a very tight choker for the time. There's a lot of subtleties that I noticed just from my own historical kind of understanding of photography, and I've studied quite at length a lot about photography and history, so there's some things that are just really unique, and some of them are very clear, like here in the photograph, right? The lady is pouring her teacup onto the head of this lady, and this is the same lady in all three depictions here. So yeah, she's really cool. I want to read this book, and I want to kind of do something that's inspired by her. She's really interesting. I love these images. Like, she did so like, you know, here, like, you're seeing some, you know, mirroring and using these little collaged photographs on things inside images of like leaves. So these are all little people in the leaves. And then just the way she depicted people, I just love it. Like, yeah, very, very cool. So stay tuned with this one. And then this book, it was priced at $8, and it's inside. They did have some of these that were wrapped this way. It's quite funny because the book itself is not in great condition, but this wrapper gave me an idea. This would make a really cool folio, so I think I'll use this maybe as a template for creating ephemera, or even creating a book wrapper, like, you know, that being a part of your ephemera. So yeah, we'll come back to that as an idea. So it's wrapped here in this acid-free, beautiful, pristine card, and this is the Gold Thread and Wee Davy by Norman MacLeod, and I just love the cover. I think it's really pretty. See what I'm saying? The book is not in wonderful shape. Is signed there. This is, okay guys, I'm not going to be able to tell you the date because it's not a 1900s date. I'm guessing it's an 1800s date, because it's not MCM, which is 1900. I don't know what MDCCCL would be. Like, L is 50, C is 100, so if there's 3 C's, wouldn't that be 350? I don't know. I'd have to check it. But yeah, MDCCC LXXVIII. So it ends in 8. Maybe it's 1838. I don't know. I gotta get better at the Roman numerals. I used to know them. You know, my Latin teacher, she would be rolling in her classroom, because she is still alive, and she is on my Facebook. She would be like, Cindy. There are some beautiful black brick illustrations in this book. It looks like there is a bit of like people getting themselves into trouble in this book, but yeah, it's really lovely. It needs to get gutted though. It's really dirty. I'm gonna actually just dump out all that old glue. There we go, right into my recycle bin. So I think I'll just put that back in here, and we'll come back to this book and do something fun with it. Okay. So the next we have this, the Royal Banner. So like, to me, this book is not only nicer, but it's in better condition, and it wasn't all wrapped up. It's beautiful, and look, it has this prize inside. I love when I find these. This is a second prize awarded to William Wright, Lawford Sunday School, Midsummer 1905. H.J.E. Burler Rector. So this book was priced at $5. It's from, it does not have a date maybe. Let's see. So yeah, turn of the century, I'm guessing early 1900s. Has lots and lots of little illustrations throughout. Like, all the chapters have beautiful headers and footers and little, like, you know, the way they depict that first letter. There's lots of little poems and things. So I think there'll be some fun things in this book. But I just love this cover. And then I got this book, and I'm proud of myself because I walked away from the orchids. I already have the orchids one, but I don't have the lilies one. This book was priced at $5, which is far more than I would normally spend on it. But I know I didn't spend what I grabbed, so I'm okay. Also, I was like, I came all the way downtown in traffic. I am going to get some books. Oh, traffic. The whole of downtown is like a total nightmare in Toronto right now. Oh my gosh. There's so much, like, just going on everywhere. So this is New Tree Houses of the World by Pete Nelson. Lovely book for making some kind of a journal with, I think. This was priced at $3, and it's to lovely Nancy. At home in the tree. At home in the treetops of life. So nice. So this book is not old. But I got it because I thought we could do some fun stuff with the depictions of tree houses. You know, like I like using photographs and stuff. Also, I just have these romantic ideas of someday living in the woods, and a tree house would be wonderful. So I think I'm going to take inspiration from this book. Look at that one. It's round. Ugh. I want to live in a tree house. I'm still waiting for that no strings attached sugar daddy that wants to finance my dreams, that just, you know, he has nothing better to do, or she, don't care. It can be anyone. If you're super bored and you just want to finance my dream to live in a treehouse, I'm here. Okay, this book, I love the embossing. Hopefully you're seeing the embossing. So it is Dieve et Mondroit, MDL2. Don't know if that is related to the date. It was priced at $3, and it's just beautiful. And I was like, why? The Great Events by Famous Historians. So I don't really understand what the pricing. This is cool. It's about the binding. Well, listen to this binding. The binding of this volume is a facsimile of the original in the Old Royal Collection, British Museum. It was executed for Edward VI by Thomas Berthlet, Royal Binder, successively to Henry VIII, Edward VI, and Queen Mary. For beauty or of design or skill in execution, Berthlet's bindings have never been equaled in England. He spent much time on them, and the result of his long career as the foremost English binder artist is the small number of his bindings in the Old Royal Collection. So it's got these nice pages that are all, you know, sawtooth. It's got some really nice, like, these are probably, yeah, religious kind of sepia toned. The beginning of Christianity in Russia. This is like some onion skin. 1905. The pages are so much shorter here, like the, you know, the way that it's been bound. It's funny. Yeah, they're very all over the place, but I don't think I'll really be using the pages. There is some onion skin and some illustrations right here, but I think it's typically probably quite religion based, which isn't really my content. I bought it for the cover, so that's what we'll do. Okay. This book, I know that I paid $5 for this book, but this isn't, because I saw her ring it in, The Warblers of North America, but it's priced as $15 as is. So, like, I really don't know what they were doing, but I didn't want to cause a kerfuffle. There was a huge lineup to pay. So there's this bird on the front. I'm never a fan when I go places and, like, I don't know what the prices are going to be, but that's okay. The plates in this book are unbelievable. They're beautiful. I love them. So the book itself is from, let me check, 1957. So yeah, all these warblers. Lots and lots of warblers. It has lots of plates in it. It's just beautiful. You know, it's a bird book. I couldn't say no. And then this book, Mr. Marshall's Flower Book. Cute little green book. Priced at $6. Some of these images I have, this one's not old. It's probably like, yeah, 2008. But it's got lots of beautiful plates. Lots and lots of different sizes. Really beautiful. Can't complain. Really a focus on the florals, which is nice. Alexander Marshall. And then we have Dorothy Wordsworth's Illustrated Lakeland Journals Complete Edition. This book was in the recycle bin on the outside, so I didn't pay $5 for it. The whole reason I picked it up, like I wasn't even going to pick it up. They had like a cart of books they were just getting rid of. I grabbed it because of this. Toots. I was like, okay, for many relaxing hours of reading pleasure of one of your most favorite areas, happy birthday, love, she. I don't know what that says, but I just love that this person referred to the person they were gifting this book to as Toots. That is a word I rarely hear, but it has these beautiful like illustrations in it. It's got lots of landscape, and I think it's kind of like a more landscaped focused nature journal. It does have, so if you hear some snarfling, Toasty's down here and he's allergic to the conifers today, so he's staying with me rather than going on a bunch of walks with everybody because he is too sniffly today for that. Okay, then a couple more here. So this one, Guide de la Course Mystérieuse. I don't know. This, I love the format of it. It's kind of like a traveler's journal. It was priced at $4. Let me see here. If we have a date. There's lots of dates in here. I think 1968 is the last one. And it's just like a Larousse travel guide, kind of in French. So yeah, just like black and white images. I mostly just got it for like the book itself. I just like that it's called, like, you know, like I liked it's mysterious, you know. So yeah, I have to think of how I want to retell that story. And then I found this on the little children's book cart. There weren't very many children's books that interested me, but this one surely did. Little Big Ears and the Princess by Carol Cassidy Cole. Books for little listeners. We have this sweet little girl here, and this little bunny. So just a cute little book. It's obviously quite water damaged on the back, but that's okay. It was priced at $4. So again, a little pricier than what I like to pay, but this is from 1944. Was printed in Toronto. It does have lots of little illustrations inside. Kind of reminds me of a Thornton Burgess type book. Very sweet. Yeah. So, let me see. Again, this is the Toronto Reference Library. The Toronto Public Library Friends runs it. They're also having a Christmas book sale. It takes place in Beaton Hall. It says it's cash only and bring your own bags, but they had debit there. They have a cash register, but like you have to go like pay. You check your books in at the sale, and then you have to walk all the way to the like front desk to pay with a card. So in November they're having another one. And yeah, they'll have the same thing, I imagine. I think that, you know, the one thing to keep in mind, they say children's books from 50 cents, all other books from $1 and up. Remember, it's and up. Because if you see the online advertising, if they do it how they did this time, you'll be under the impression that everything is under $5, like I was. That is not the case. So, that being said, thank you for hanging out with me for this large thrift haul. I hope you're doing well, and until next time, may the thrifting fairies be with you.